Good evening and welcome to another Channel 8 sports presentation. Tonight from East Brunswick High School Gymnasium, it's East Brunswick girls basketball with the Lady Bears hosting J.P. Stevens in a Red Division Greater Middlesex Conference game. Hi, I'm Jimmy Allinder, being joined tonight by Phil Hill, and we're going to bring the action to you. You see the starting lineups being introduced, and quickly, Phil, East Brunswick's on a tear.
They are on a tear, Jim. I tell you, they've been plenty tough. They lost a game on January 2nd to Madison Central and haven't lost since. They beat Madison Central in a rematch 46-38, but they won 8 of the 9 last games, and they're just coming together as a team, I tell you.
They're really playing well. You see Stevens was introduced, and we'll give you those lineups as we can. Now you're seeing East Brunswick being introduced, and as we've seen before, Daniela Drulis, number 11, who had 14 points in her last game. I think that's her season's high, Phil.
Well, she's just a solid all-around player, steady player, the type of player you need to win games.
Right. Barbie Holland, 54, the center, who has really come on, rebounding well.
Nothing need to be said about Barbie. She's the glue that holds everything together.
Exactly. Another steady player being introduced, 45, Jennifer Cleary. Great under the boards.
And just a tough defender all the way around.
Right. Kara Mataseski, just a freshman, but boy, I'll tell you what, she's really come on as a playmaker for the Bears.
A name for the future.
Right. And finally, 43, Erica Weir. Stands over 6 feet tall and so strong, works very well with Barbie Holland under the boards. So we are going to start action momentarily here. This is a game that East Brunswick would like to have. They've already qualified for the state tournament. They have a record of 9-6. And Phil, J.P. Stevens' record?
J.P. Stevens, 4-10, a deceiving 4-10, a very, very young team. They have 2 juniors, and the rest are sophomores and freshmen. They played Cedar Ridge, who was undefeated, to a very tough game and a very close game last night. Tough game anyway. So don't look for them to be an easy pick.
Well, obviously the Bears have to avoid complacency tonight. I'm sure they feel very confident about this game. But we'll see from the opening action just exactly mentally fit the Lady Bears are. So we begin action. East Brunswick starts off. Drulis moving it around to Kara Mataseski, as we mentioned, a freshman. Showing more and more confidence. Inside, Barbie Holland. Cleary with the rebound. And it's taken off the boards by Stevens.
I tell you, the Bears missed the shot, but you can look for them to go down to the low post. They look like they're going to take advantage, the height advantage.
Right. It's Joey Fisher. It's over to Morale. Michelle Morale misses. And Cleary rebounds. We've just started here. About 7 minutes to go in the first period. No score. East Brunswick and J.P. Stevens from East Brunswick High School Gymnasium.
Stevens in a tight 2-3 zone right now.
Drulis off, but Cleary once again rebounds. Yeah. A nice feed to Barbie Holland.
And Barbie Holland just sort of throws it up lightly, turns around nonchalantly.
Morale in and out. And Holland with the rebound, and she is fouled. Phil on the other end here, Jennifer Cleary with her second rebound, fed it off to Barbie Holland.
Doing her steady job.
Right. Obviously, East Brunswick has the rebounding edge here tonight. I would venture to say the tallest player is number 34 for J.P. Stevens. That's Jen Ferneski. She stands about 5'5".
She's a little taller than that, Jim.
Okay. Mataseski penetrates. And we have a turnover. It's Joey Fisher bringing up the ball.
He almost turned it over.
Right. Fisher passes it. Nobody was looking for it.
He was trying to hit Jennifer Ferneski, but Jennifer was looking the other way. Therefore, the ball's out of bounds, and the Bears will bring it up court.
And we have a first substitution for East Brunswick coming in, number 10. That'd be Jennifer Wetzel. East Brunswick up 2-0. 5:50 to go in the first period. Cleary launches it. And East Brunswick probably is going to be a little bit more confident about shooting from the outside, Phil, since they do have the height advantage inside.
Exactly. Wetzel with the shot.
Cleary has it batted away. And here comes Stevens. You're right, Phil. They seem to be a little bit more composed than the Stevens teams of the past.
Right.
Danielle Drulis bats it away. Stevens retains possession. That's Fisher.
Bears in a 2-1-2 zone right now. Both teams played zone early on.
Morale in and out again. And Holland down with the rebound. Here come the Lady Bears. Mataseski inside to Barbie Holland. Missed, but Cleary gets the rebound. We have a jump ball. And the possession arrow is to Stevens. So they will get possession of the ball. East Brunswick with the press, Phil.
And the press paid off.
Steal, Jennifer Wetzel with it. Mataseski from the outside. You know she's going to go with it.
Three-point attempt there by Mataseski.
Whoa.
Blocking foul by Mataseski. She sort of stuck her left leg out, and the official caught it.
Yes, she did. So Mataseski gets her first foul. That's the first foul for East Brunswick.
And Erica Weir back in the game.
Right. Cleary takes a rest for a moment. Stevens moving it around.
Good hand by Drulis.
That's Jones. Good movement, patience. And in and out again. Boy, there's been a couple of them. Fisher shot that one. East Brunswick starting out a little slow here. Good feed by Barbie Holland.
Won't go down for Wetzel.
But Weir puts it back and in. And East Brunswick out to a quick 4-0 lead here. 4 minutes left in the first period against J.P. Stevens. This is a Red Division game here. And East Brunswick is in first place in the Red Division, Phil.
That's a fact. Stevens hasn't been able to get the shots off, but nothing has gone down for him, Jim.
Pass off Weir, and Stevens takes it. Feed inside.
Ooh.
And we have a foul. I believe that was Erica Weir.
Well, they had to call it because they let Barbie Holland get away with the foul earlier, slapping on it. Official reached for his whistle, did not blow it.
I'm sorry, the foul is on Wetzel. And that is Michelle Morale, M-O-R-A-L-E, I believe it's pronounced Morale.
And her coach says of her that she just makes things happen. Michelle Morale.
Misses both foul shots. So Stevens still scoreless in this game. We have 3 minutes to go in the first period. East Brunswick ahead 4-0. Wetzel about ready to shoot, but she gets it inside. Drulis comes up with it.
Both teams a little cold.
Yeah. And Stevens, if they hurry up, they have a break here, but Drulis gets back.
Wow.
That's about the fifth one that has fallen. Another foul.
And this time on Erica Weir, number 43. And Michelle Morale will go back to the line again.
Well, she was unsuccessful the first time, 0 for 2. And she's short there. So.
Okay, Michelle Morale with hitting the second shot, nothing but net. So Maybe this will start something for Stevens.
Lady Hawks get 1 point on the board. It's 4-1 East Brunswick. 2:40 left in the first period. Holland inside. Fisher, and it's stolen. Pressure caused that, Phil.
Barbie Holland didn't have to move an inch.
Where nice move to the basket.
Oh, wow.
Boy, she's really showing signs of maturity.
She's developing, I'll tell you. But how would you like to be Stevens and have to deal with both Holland and Weir down low?
Morale puts it up and in.
Okay, she's the one young lady that makes things happen. She's scored all 3 points for J.P. Stevens right now.
Okay. 6-3 East Brunswick. 2 minutes to go, first period. Things are starting to loosen up a little. Nice pass by Drulis into Mataseski. And the ball goes off Holland.
I'll tell you, Mataseski, nice first step to avoid the defender and just didn't get the right touch on the shot that time, but she will.
Phil, East Brunswick's a little sluggish in the scoring department right now, but I'll tell you, the team is playing with confidence. They really are. You can see the types of things they're doing. And Wetzel's going to take it in. In and out. And East Brunswick comes up short. And good defensive effort by Daniela Drulis causes Morale to walk. And it's another turnover.
And I'll tell you, the Bears may seem a little sluggish, but they beat this team earlier in the year, Jim, 71-39. So
it was a convincing win.
They don't have too much fear of them.
Wetzel puts it up. Long. And we have it coming down here.
Ooh.
Nice move by Fisher.
Ooh. Good call. Good call. Jump ball.
Jump ball. East Brunswick has the possession.
Wetzel had nothing but ball.
Again, East Brunswick bringing it up. That's Mataseski. Hasn't scored yet. I'm sorry. Yes, she's scoreless. Holland up and in and out. Well, you see the rebounding strength there for East Brunswick.
Still they don't hit.
4 shots. They're not able to convert. And they call steps. Morale had trouble with that ball all the way. And again, it's Daniela Drulis' defense. Pressure defense. So East Brunswick will inbounds with 49 seconds left. First period, 6-3. They're ahead. Weir.
Ball's just not falling.
Boy, I tell you what, I think the baskets have lids on them tonight. East Brunswick can't buy too many baskets, and Stevens has had their trouble. Foul called, I believe. And that's on Barbie Holland. Morale with the ball. Passes it off, but Drulis is with it, and a foul called Morale.
Well, Michelle Morale committed the foul there. And true to form, as her coach stated, she's everywhere. She's involved in everything. Free throws, shooting from the field, fouls, jump balls.
So we have but 27 seconds left in the first period. 6-3 East Brunswick. Mataseski holds the ball, puts it up. It's bounds on the rim, but she is fouled. Foul is on Jennifer Jones. Mataseski misses her first shot. She'll have another one. And misses on that one, but Weir is up there, and she puts up the rebound. And you get the feeling that that's something that Erica Weir can do tonight often. Okay, Barbie Holland tried to block off the lane, but was accused of moving in.
Well, she was sliding her feet, Jim. If she hadn't set up, if she would have set up, perhaps she would have drew the foul. But.
And Holland picks up 2 fouls in the space of about 15 seconds here. Pat Peters, the coach, not wanting to risk that third foul. So Cleary re-enters the ball game.
And you're looking at Jennifer Jones on the line for J.P. Stevens, and she is their high scorer for that team. And
Swish.
you can see why.
Well, Stevens is slowly creeping back into the game.
Ooh, nice touch.
Jones converts on both free throws, and it's 8-5. 7 seconds left. And East Brunswick's going to have to try to get down here and convert. Steps called.
And you look with 2 seconds left, and you have J.P. Stevens in the game, 5-8.
And there you have it. East Brunswick emerges with an 8-5 lead after 1 period of play over J.P. Stevens. Phil, it's towards the tail end there. It was a little shaky for East Brunswick.
I don't think Pat Peters is overly concerned, but I talked to her before the game. She had a big smile on her face, and she's looking forward to the counties and the states. She knows this team has been improving. So to come out here the first quarter of a game like this, she's, as I said, not overly concerned, but she'd like to see them get their act together because you want to be as sharp as you possibly can be, Jim, entering both the counties and the states.
It has been quite a turnaround for East Brunswick this year, and with the maturity of Barbie Holland and Erica Ware, and combined with the youth of Montesesky, it does bode well for when the tournaments do begin.
I think you hit it right on the head, Jim. You got some very fine young players mixed with some very solid veterans, and now they're playing like a team. It wasn't indicative this first quarter, but the last few games they've really been playing well, and I think you're going to see more of it come the second quarter.
Okay, we begin with the possession arrow in J.P. Stevens' side, so they will inbound. We're just beginning second period. 8-5, East Brunswick, in and out. But rebound put up by Jennifer Jones. And the score is 8-7, and East Brunswick has to start clicking now.
And this is the same team that played Cedar Ridge tough last night, so anything can happen.
Good defense by Stevens. And there is a propensity to play the high post by East Brunswick, whether it's Weir or Holland. You see Erica Weir, 43 there. Forced in, but stolen back by Erica Weir. Ooh, takes it in and out.
No travel.
Barbie Holland out of there with her second foul. Nice pass inside and converted.
And Stevens takes the lead.
That was Fisher. 9-8, J.P. Stevens. And East Brunswick desperately trying to put the ball inside, but a nice front being put up by Stevens. In and out, rebound, Cleary, she puts it up. Doesn't go, but Weir's there. East Brunswick getting all kinds of shots.
I'll tell you, they're certainly getting their shots. They just got to get something to fall down, Jim.
And Peters wants Barbie Holland back in. There's the inbounds to Barbie Holland. She misses, but she's fouled by Fisher. .6:49 to play. Stevens with its first lead of the night, 9-8. East Brunswick jumped out to a 4-0 lead.
Really?
Misses on the first one. East Brunswick having its problems from the line. They're 0 for 5. Again, misses. And foul shooting, which was such a strength for East Brunswick, causing problems.
Drulis on the foul there. And Jennifer Jones will go to the foul line shooting 2.
So Stevens with a chance to extend its 9-8 lead.
You don't want to let a team like Stevens get in the game because, as I pointed out, anything can happen. And they are making their foul shots.
Right. Jones threw that up. Got a good bounce on it. And another one. 11-8, J.P. Stevens. And East Brunswick has to get serious. Looking for the good shot. Now you see the high post. Mataseski wanted to shoot,
traveled.
but she hesitated, right, Phil?
She took that little step there, and the official right on top of it. So it's sort of like a shake and bake, but she didn't dribble the ball.
Morale, excuse me, that's Jones.
Bears
Fisher gives it to Morale.
continue in the zone.
Belucio shoots, misses. Cleary with the rebound. Seems like she comes up with the important rebound when you need it.
Scrapper.
East Brunswick really needs a bucket here. Cleary inside. Nice move.
Ooh.
In and out. But Barbie Holland is fouled. Foul on Jen Forneski, her first. I believe that's the 15th foul, but it was a two-shot foul, so Holland will go to the line shooting two.
And you're looking at Barbie Holland, who's the leading scorer for this Lady Bear team with 149 points coming into this game.
In and out again.
Can't buy a foul shot tonight.
East Brunswick 0 for 7 from the line thus far. Out again. And East Brunswick inserts. We'll have to get her name. It's number 21. Put up by Stevens, out, but the rebound's there. And it falls in for Debbie Belucio.
And Pat Peters calls a timeout. Timeout that she has to have. Bears have not scored a point since the first quarter.
That's correct. 13-8. East Brunswick down by 5 points. This game has turned around. And the Bears have gone cold on the offensive end, getting one shot and
missing a lot of foul shots.
Missing a lot of foul shots. That tells it. There's Pat Peters. You watch her imploring her team on. And I think the Lady Bears maybe came into this game taking J.P. Stevens a little lightly.
If you beat a team 71-36, then you probably don't have that much respect for them, and you feel that you can turn it on when you have to turn it on. I don't think the Lady Bears can afford to wait for that to happen. As I said, you want to stay as sharp as you possibly can.
So East Brunswick inbounds the ball. That's Kara Mataseski. Drillis inside to Mataseski and hits.
He hits.
Two-pointer.
Mataseski, nice touch over the J.P. Stevens zone.
And East Brunswick needed that basket desperately. 13-10, 5 minutes to go, second period. J.P. Stevens up. Stevens showing good movement. Good movement.
Jennifer Jones.
And bounces around. East Brunswick, Drulis with the rebound. Ooh. She's hacked. Belucio, I believe, on the foul. And it's a one-on-one situation. So Drulis will go to the line. And it's in.
Nice shot by Drulis, this senior guard. She led the JV team last year, averaging 8.5 points per game this year, Jim.
Well, she's come on. She had 14 points in that big win over Middletown North last week. And a steal by Drulis.
Ooh, I love it.
Great play. Great play.
Quickness. Quick hands.
And East Brunswick knots the score at 13-all. And East Brunswick has come back to score 5 points, 5 straight points, having been down 13-8. And they're going to call Stevens, I believe, Fisher on the traveling. And as quickly as that, East Brunswick knots the score and is on the offense to try to take the lead here. Trulis, and there's Montesesky again. She's going to lift to go. In and out, but Weir with a nice bound. And she's fouled.
Almost made the basket as well.
There's the offensive rebounding that you expect from East Brunswick in this situation. Holland probably taking a little easy fill with 2 fouls. Still be in the first half.
Well, you can sort of see the confidence coming back into the Lady Bears.
In.
Erica Ware, the super soft, averaging 8.5 points per game. Comes into this game with 127 points. She's a player.
And misses on the second shot, though East Brunswick still takes the lead. Stolen inside, wasn't there.
Stolen back by Stevens.
East Brunswick up 14-13, 3:45 left to go in the second period. East Brunswick going up against J.P. Stevens. Team Phil mentioned.
Ooh.
They have beaten in by Jones, and she's gotten hot. And Stevens is back out on top, 15-14. So we're going back and forth here. Trulis looking inside, nobody there. And that's picked up by Stephanie Giesick, I'm sorry. Trulis to Montesesky. Throws it up. It's not in. Nope. Nobody there to rebound, and Steven comes up with it. Inside, stolen by Weir. Ill-advised pass, Phil.
Anticipation.
Here come the Lady Bears, but again, almost stolen. Trulis gets it inside. Holland has a lane.
Real strong move. She was fouled on it.
And that's one of her major attributes, the ability to go to the basket. And Ferneski picks up her 3rd foul.
And Collins, as you look at her, scored 20 points against J.P. Stevens the first time they played, so she has to warm up a little bit yet, Jim.
We have 2 substitutions. Teresa Rossi makes her first appearance, coming in for Drulis, and Ferneski rests, and Christine Booth comes to the game. Holland makes her first shot. And that's her first foul shot from 7 opportunities. Misses on the second one, but East Brunswick does tie. Weir with the follow-up.
Erica Ware.
And now East Brunswick 17-15. In the corner, put up by Jones, missed. Weir really playing a strong game.
It's a super game thus far.
You can see her confidence has been building over the course of the year. Pass inside to Holland, makes a good, strong move.
And Weir.
Boy, she's all over the place. Erica Weir.
Fouled, I tell you.
Playing both ends of the court. Morale picks up her second foul.
And Erica Weir, as you pointed out, Jim, playing a super game. She scored 14 points against J.P. Stevens last time they played. And you can see her just getting better. Lettered as a freshman last year.
Weir misses on the first shot.
I'll tell you, Weir does something that Barbie Holland did when she made her shot. Barbie Holland stepped back from the foul line after she made her shot, and it's just fundamentals.
And Weir good on the second shot.
And, of course, Weir did not step back, and she made her second shot. So
18-15, East Brunswick. Shot thrown up by Stevens. Morale with the rebound, puts it up and misses again. Another rebound by Stevens, and this time they're going to call Barbie Holland on the foul. I believe that's her 3rd. And Holland did not want to pick up that 3rd foul.
And she's going to take... Oh, Barbie staying in the game, and Erica, nope.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Barbie Holland's going to take a rest. Cleary comes back into the game. Jones has a rather unorthodox style of shooting foul shots. nonetheless, that was her first miss. She was 4 for 4. And that one goes in. And we now have a score 18-16, 2:10 to go, second period. East Brunswick up by 2 over J.P. Stevens. That's Giesick inside, nobody there. Here comes Stevens again. That's Fisher, stolen, and here comes Weir. All by herself. Slows up, takes her time. And a nice basket by Erica Weir, leading scorer in this game with 10 points. And a turnover called by Stevens. 20-16, East Brunswick on top.
And Giesick comes out of the game.
Interesting, Phil, that Erica Weir was able to take her time, pull up on that one. Stevens, I think, had forgotten that they're supposed to cover. Wetzel, Mataseski. There's Teresa Rossi inside Erica Weir, who just turns around. Look at Erica Weir on those boards. In and out. So we have about 1 minute left to go in the second period before halftime. 20-16, East Brunswick over J.P. Stevens. And walk called by Jen Jones, who tosses the ball behind her back.
She's lucky she can get technical.
Mataseski. In and out. Ball slightly mishandled. Nice pass, but it's miss. And Wetzel with the rebound, but her foot was on the line. Rebound, East Brunswick. And Mataseski coming up with 30 seconds left. You wonder if East Brunswick's going to hold it for one here. They have a 20-16 lead. Inside to Erica Weir. Rossi left open and in and out. They're going to call a foul. Mataseski was a little aggressive on that rebound, and she's called a foul with 16 seconds left.
Well, I don't think they obviously weren't playing for one shot, and you can't really complain about the shot taken. It just didn't go down.
So Kara comes out of the ball game. She picks up her second foul. And Michelle Morale out. And East Brunswick has 10 seconds to get a shot off. Rossi with the ball, and stolen by Michelle Morale. She's going to take it in all the way if she can. Drulis over the top.
I tell you, lucky the ball didn't go down.
Well, apparently Drulis hit her with the body with 1 second left to go.
2 shots, Jim.
And it's going to be a 2-shot foul.
Number 33, Michelle Morale.
And the first one missed by J.P. Stevens. And Michelle Morale having her problem. She's 0 for 5 from the line. Second one missed. And there you have it. So at halftime, we have East Brunswick on top by 20-16. And we're going to be back in a moment with the winners of the foul shooting contest. And to bring you that will be John Meggiolaro. Okay, we're back here at halftime of East Brunswick's GMC Red Division game with J.P. Stevens. The Lady Bears up 20-16, and you see on camera now Athletic Director Frank Knoppenberger about to award the winners of the second annual East Brunswick Recreation Basketball Camp for Girls Foul Shooting Contest. And this was held July 9th through 13th at East Brunswick High School. And what we have here is the winners of the foul shooting contest. Being awarded first of all is from Brown Monroe School, Lauren Pien. You hear Marcus Borden, the PA announcer, announcing the winners. So Lauren Pion from Bound Monroe, first winner. From Central School, Sylvia Salagi. Chittick School, Lauren Flug. From Frost School, Teresa Delicki. From Irwin, Giovanni Orial. From Lawrence School, Wei Wen Cheng. From Memorial, Susan Moran. From Warnsdorfer, Kira Horvath. From Hammersholt, Pam Harriton. And I believe from Churchill, Kristia Weir is not attendance here. I'm sorry, that's Keisha Weir. Congratulations to all the winners of the 1989 90 foul shooting contest. And we'll be back momentarily with the beginning of the second half.
Well, gentlemen, we're getting ready here for the third period. East Brunswick on top, 2016. Kind of a surprising score when you consider the records of the two teams coming in.
That's right, but I think the Bears, whether they admit it or not, took this team a little lightly, and they're just not playing as well as they can play. I expect it to be turned on the second half, John.
All right, we start off. Mataseski will get the Bears going. East Brunswick in the home green. That's Strulis. Looking inside to Weir. Drulis will put it up off the rim. Mataseski on the follow-up. No basket, though.
Before the shot.
John, we made the observation that Daniela Drulis has really come into her own the last couple of games. Scored 14 points in the big win over Middletown North a couple of days ago. Bang, Mataseski from the corner.
Makes it 22-16.
And that's what they've been waiting for, everybody to get in sync. And all it takes is a shot like that to get the rest of the people going.
Stevens now looking to get back in the game, but here they have a turnover, so East Brunswick will go again. Third period action, the Bears on top, 22-16.
And Booth coming in the game for Debbie Beluccio.
East Brunswick inside to Holland. Won't go. Weir on the follow-up. She's fouled, and the bucket will count.
And John, she's been like that all day. She's been playing a super game.
She really has. She's leading scorer in this game with 10 points, yes.
The foul is on Booth, number 35. And Weir will go to the line. Looking to make it a three-point play. Won't go, but it, ooh, I thought it was off Stevens.
I'll tell you, watching Erica Weir shoot her foul shots, you got to believe there's a different way for her to shoot them. I know you got to be as comfortable as you can be when you're shooting them, but she seems to be bending the knees far too much.
Well, as you look at JP Stevens, they don't match up well against East Brunswick in terms of height. And there's a rebound for the Bears. That was Cleary. And this is Mataseski. She'll give it to Cleary, over to Holland inside. Nice move to the bucket, won't go.
And
Barbie's been off.
I'll tell you, Holland's taken about 10 shots like that, and none of them have gone down.
Drulis on the steal, that's what she's known for.
Boy, she's been doing it tonight, too.
Weir gets the handle
Great
to Cleary right in the
Great
middle.
pass.
It's really great. Very unselfish play.
I'll tell you, good heads-up pass. And you saw Erica Weir come down and very excited because a good pass is just as good as a good shot.
Timeout Stevens. They're down 26-16.
That's the first 10-point margin we've seen tonight, John. And East Brunswick really starting to put it into gear. Phil, I tell you what, it's indicative of the improvement that East Brunswick has experienced this year, that to start out as poorly as they have, yet they got a 10-point margin right now.
You had to figure that they'd come back to too good of a team, and they've been coming on too well. But J.P. Stevens isn't out of the game yet, and as you look at Kathy McKean, she's been around. She knows basketball. Used to be an assistant coach at Drew University, and she loves this game. So she'll have her troops, I'm sure, pumped up to try to get back in this game. But I think the Bears have found their beat.
Well, I'll tell you what, 4-10 coming into this game. When I was told of that record, I was quite surprised because J.P. Stevens has been known for just having horrendous program.
Well, I'll tell you this, when you figure that they have 2 juniors and everyone else is a sophomore and freshman, they're building. They're really building.
Yeah, and you can see it's evident on the court. They're playing with a lot more poise. Actually had a 5-point lead, 13-8 over East Brunswick in the second half.
Fisher deals it off to Jones. Shot long. That shot was taken by Morale.
And deflected by Weir.
And here comes Monteseschi. She'll pull up now. Kadrulis inside to Holland. Holland turns around. Finally drops.
Nice power move by Holland.
28-16. The Bears by 12. 5:35 left here in the third period. Drive by Fisher, and she's fouled inside.
I think they're going to call Jennifer Cleary on that.
It is on Cleary. That's her first, I believe. And Lady Hawks will inbound. Shot underneath by Barneski won't go. Cleary with the rebound. And Monteseschi will bring it up for the Bears. Inside to Weir, nice pass. They're going to call it travel.
And it's too bad she had an open lane there.
Jimmy, we saw the Bears a couple weeks ago, or last week I guess it was really, and boy, they look much more fluid tonight. And they're getting the ball inside to Weir and Holland.
Right, well, you have to realize this is no Madison Central that they're playing either. But you're right, John. We've noted, Phil and I, that this team just is continuing to improve. We use the word on a tear, and that's what they are. And you're looking at the first place club in the red division of the GMC, and I'm surprised. I really didn't think it was possible.
Holland underneath, nice pass to Monteseschi all by herself. Cleary, rather.
I'll tell you, they're hitting the open person.
And you got to be wondering now, I mean, with the tournament's about to start, a realistic goal for East Brunswick is to try to get to Rutgers for that GMC final. They're going to be going up against some top competition.
Shot by Belesio, no good. And this will be Monteseschi after Cleary clears the boards, as they say.
And she has been doing that.
Drulis to Holland. Holland's been going right at it. She does again.
I believe they're going to call offensive foul here.
Charging.
Back it in, huh?
And you see the Bears, Jim, have stayed in this zone defense all night. And I got to believe that Pat Peters has them that way because they're going to meet Edison Friday night. And she sees no need for them to go man-to-man and make them more wary than they ordinarily would be.
And we saw Edison earlier this year, John.
Yes.
26-22 victory for East Brunswick here at East Brunswick Gym.
Shot. This is Fisher looking for some help. She gets it inside to Morale. Morale takes the shot and makes it 30-18. East Brunswick maintaining that 12-point lead. Rossi drives.
Ooh.
Baseline, nice move.
A Michael Jordan move.
Back out to Wetzel, number 10.
Cleary,
and Weir.
Who else? Who else?
32-18 with 3:20 left here in the third period. Shot won't go for Morale.
That was a jumper.
Cleary to Mataseski to Wetzel. Rossi now looks inside for Weir. In the paint, she puts it up, a little short. Cleary fights and they'll get a jump ball out of it. Should go to Stevens, and it will. That's Fisher, she's the playmaker. Drive shot by Belucio, blocked by Rossi.
It was a good block.
Wetzel comes up with it over to Mataseski, and East Brunswick's looking sharp this third period. Rossi looking for some help. She'll take it herself, drives off the glass.
Excellent shot.
34-18, the
Played it
Bears.
well.
Teresa Rossi, nice touch there.
Her first 2 points of the evening.
And no doubt you can see the inexperience of JP Stevens. They're a young team. But Phil, this may be a team to look at in 2 years.
That's right. A lot of young players here, and they're getting experience on the front line.
They're going to call a travel. That's on Belucio. Fisher, rather. I'm sorry, number 41.
And a name that should bring the fear in the heart of all of East Brunswick going in the game, Chris Booth. Booth.
Good name, wrong sport.
Phil's referring to George Booth, I assume.
Of course.
Minute 40 left as the Bears move it around. Mataseski by herself, a little strong.
She's been off on that shot.
Cleary deflects it back over.
Ooh.
And they're going to call Wetzel.
Wetzel reaching in.
She had position there. She should have just stood her ground. Could have taken the charge, but elected to go after the ball.
Bears by 16, 34-18. We have a minute 35 left here in the third period. Fast-moving game. Fisher from way outside hits it.
Hits.
No, they didn't give her the three.
Oh, I thought she had it.
She was close, though. Makes it 34-20.
Guys, I've got to tell you, the lineup we're looking at here doesn't have one senior on the court.
For East Brunswick, yeah. Rossi again, nice move. Ooh. And a good layup. And you know, she could take that shot all day,
That's
Phil.
nice. That quick first step, and she puts the ball up nicely off the backboard.
Ooh. Good hit there. That was Jones, Jennifer Jones, number 30. 36-22.
Not a bad performance by JP Stevens, certainly in contrast to what I've used to seeing with this team.
Rossi again tries it. She'll pull out this time. Cleary by herself. Yes.
Just good all-around movement of the ball. Great teamwork.
You're seeing a team clicking now. Really, this is the way basketball should be played.
And this is what Pat Peters hoped for this year. She knew it would be a little rough going at the start.
And a travel by Booth.
Right, caused by Erica Weir, trying to make that steal. So you have Cleary in there, Mataseski, Cleary a junior, Mataseski a freshman, Rossi a junior, Erica Weir just a sophomore, and Wetzel a junior.
Inside of 15 seconds now, third period. Turn around, Cleary won't go, 4 seconds. Stevens will try to bring it up for the last shot of the period, won't go. So at the end of 3, it's East Brunswick 38, JP Stevens 22.
And I don't know what Pat Peters said at halftime. East Brunswick did show signs of breaking out of it towards the latter part of the second period, but as Phil had mentioned, they're clicking on all cylinders now.
You just have to believe that Pat Peters said, listen, calm down and let's play our game. You know, let's start hitting the open man and making good shots, and that's exactly what they've been doing.
Well, it's nice to see that the combination of Weir and Holland working. They're posting up high, but both ladies are finding the lane and are willing to go to the basket, something that we hadn't seen much of earlier this year.
I'll tell you an observation on Erica Ware. We saw Barbie Holland and Kim Harden as sophomores, and I have to think that Erica Ware is slightly a step ahead.
She really is. Phil and John, while we have a moment, I talked to Marcus Borden, the football coach, who's PA announcing tonight, and he tells me that former players, Don Sulfakonic, will be transferring from Nassau Community College, I believe, to Kutztown State. That's a fine move there.
Top Division III school.
Right, and Josh Miller, our field goal kicker from a couple years, will be going to Arizona.
Great school.
East Brunswick will have it. Start the fourth. Mataseski to Rossi all by herself.
And Rossi's making a living down there on the low post, right side.
Teresa Rossi having fun tonight. She scored 7 points against Bridgewater West and against this same J.P. Stevens earlier in the year.
Well, she's got 6 now.
Stevens looking for Fisher, and there she is at the top of the key. Won't go. Cleary underneath. Saved by Rossi. Nice play to Mataseski.
Boy, Teresa Rossi having a fine game.
Yeah, she's an athlete. We saw her on the soccer field this year. Wetzel takes it, and everything's going.
This team is really putting on a fine performance here in the second half.
20-point lead.
Not too much Stevens can do, really.
Nah. Shots are dropping. They're seeing everyone on the court. They're finding the open man. It's all clicking. Block on Belusio, but a foul's going to be called, I think, on Mataseski.
Wetzel, I believe.
Wetzel? Okay. You're right, Phil,
Nope.
and it's her third.
No, it's...
They call it on Wetzel, number 10. And this is Fisher. She'll go to the line. She'll shoot 2. East Brunswick by 20. 42-22. Final period here at East Brunswick High School. East Brunswick looking to improve their record to 10-6. More importantly, improve their GMC league leading record to 7-1. And Wetzel on the rebound. She's having a nice night tonight, Jim.
She is. She's getting plenty of playing time.
Mataseski hesitates, finds Rossi by herself. Off the back of the rim.
Almost carried.
Yeah.
Right. Belusio's having problems all night handling the ball.
Stevens content to shoot from the outside. They really don't have much of a choice as they're going to call it, I believe, on Erica. And tripping is the call. That'll be her third. And Fisher will go to the line.
Well, the board posts second foul for Erica Weir. Apparently, we had attributed a foul to Jennifer Wetzel when maybe it was Erica Weir, or vice versa, excuse me.
Fisher makes the first. Hits the second.
Joey Fisher, nice touch.
42-25 is our score. 6:20 left in the game. Mataseski to Wetzel. She'll take it off the rim and off her hands. Oh, they give it to East Brunswick. Oh.
East Brunswick grabs a break there.
Mataseski to Weir. Nice play. She's fouled and the basket will count.
Erica Weir adds to her her game leading total of up to 14 points now.
Timeout Stevens.
What a fine performance by the Lady Bears.
What can you say? Again, Erica Weir learning to shoot with her back to the basket, turning to the basket, turning right, turning left. She can only get better.
Right. As John mentioned, Phil mentioned that on February 2nd, East Brunswick will take to the road and meet Edison again, and that's going to be a important game. East Brunswick only winning by 4 points, 26-22 in the first game. They will come back here to, I believe, play Saraville. They're going to try to make up the South Plainfield game, which was postponed a couple of days ago. And according to Pat Peters, that might be next week. So on February 5th, Saraville will be here for East Brunswick's last regularly scheduled home game. East Brunswick winning the first encounter 53-40. Then another away game at Piscataway February 9th. And they will end up with a game at Woodbridge February 13th.
All right, 6:10 remaining in the game. The Bears on top 44-25 as Weir goes to the foul line. In and out. Good hustle. And Rossi comes up, blocked, however.
Nice block.
Good pass.
Fisher by herself. Misses.
Look who gets the rebound.
Erica Weir.
She's playing both ends of the court tonight.
And running.
Something else we should mention. East Brunswick team is in fine condition now.
Wetzel underneath to Cleary. Cleary back out to Montesesky. She'll
Good
take the
move.
drive. Off the rim, but Weir's right there.
It's got to be frustrating for Stevens.
Look at that. Ball goes into Rossi's hands.
They spread the court out and take
there
it
goes
in.
Rossi all by herself on the layup. A little too much mojo. Rossi was hit.
And Weir with the ball.
And there's going to be official timeout. Teresa Rossi hit on the drive.
Well, you can see what the strategy was, Phil. They just cleared out the lane and let Teresa go.
That's right.
Stephanie Gesick will come in, number 21. And Teresa Rossi will take a little rest and have that eye looked at. I think she got poked in the eye. I don't think it's that serious. Anyway, the Bears will go back on defense with 5:15 left. Stolen by Wetzel. She'll pull up and take the shot. Weir fights and ball's taken away. 2-on-1 break for Stevens, and they can't convert.
Ooh.
Fisher tries to follow.
Look at Erica Weir guarding there.
And Gesick comes up with the rebound to Wetzel. Giesick, I'm sorry. That's Giesick there with the leg brace. Nice move, a little short. Stevens quickly to Fisher. And the pass from Berneski just a little too long. That's kind of been the story all night for the Lady Hawks. Cleary inbounds to Giesick. Montesesky, and she'll look around, see who makes the break. No one, so she'll take it herself, and she's fouled. Call will be on Morale.
Montesesky with a nice crossover dribble, switching the ball to the other hand, and drew the foul, 2 shots.
I guess we're going to have a timeout here.
Timeout, I don't know who called it, I guess Stevens.
Well, 4:15, John. 19-point margin.
Feels like the Super Bowl again.
Oh, boy.
You had to bring that up, didn't you, huh?
Oh, mercy.
Well, there's Pat Peters once again. Probably not too much there. You see a smile from her.
Well, she's happy. Like she says, it's the right time for a team to be peaking. We're talking about both the county and state playoffs, and you got to believe the Bears are going to be right in the middle of that. So if they can put it all together, anything can happen.
Well, it could be an interesting February for both the girls and the boys teams this year.
That's for sure.
A lot of fine competition, though, in the GMC conference, particularly in the red division.
Absolutely, but in the white division is where you're going to find it. Cedar Ridge, undefeated this year, Phil. Cedar Ridge.
They're supposed to be really tough, Jim.
Right, and then St. Peter's is rolling along with Christian Samoji, leading, I believe, the state in scoring.
She's got to be.
Close to a 30-point average.
Montesesky at the line. A little too much spin on it, but you got to like the technique. She's had some good tutoring over the years.
Well, Montesesky only has 4 points tonight, but she has I think the sign of her maturity as we
Yes.
continue here is that earlier in the year she used to get frustrated when she didn't score.
That's right. Now she's learning that you can do a lot of other things to contribute to the game, and that she's done tonight.
East Brunswick by 20, 45-25. Fisher, she's fouled.
Now Fisher telegraphing all the way. And I'll tell you, if we can get a good look at Joey Fisher at the line, she has that brace on her knee there, and Giesick for the Bears has a brace on there too. They look awful cumbersome, but it's probably there for more protective reasons, probably from an earlier injury and whatnot. But they look terrible. They look awfully heavy, but they're very light.
Wetzel picked up her 4th foul. She's seen a lot of action tonight.
Giesick on the rebound. Inside of 4 minutes left in the game. East Brunswick with a comfortable 19-point lead. Knocked
Good
away.
steal.
That's Fisher.
Brace and
And
all.
She'll take it up herself. 45-28.
Now Wetzel in the somewhat unaccustomed position of playing guard.
Sarah Baker will come in for East Brunswick, number 20. Jennifer Cleary will take a rest. And again, an outstanding job.
Just a fine all-around job.
That first 7 or 8 for East Brunswick, very, very solid.
Jimmy, we're coming to tournament time, and certainly we don't want to jinx any team, but where do you see the Lady Bears?
I have to think that they're going to be considered at least in the top 4 or 5 teams in Middlesex County. You have to think that Cedar Ridge and St. Peter's are probably going to be ranked up there. Phil, you got any further thoughts on teams that in Middlesex County besides? I think South Plainfield is another team that's going to be up there too. They have about, I think, a 13-3 record. And it would have been interesting to see how East Brunswick played against South Plainfield. And they are going to probably get that opportunity in another week or so. The game originally scheduled for January 24th was postponed. And John, you were saying February 7th?
February 7th, that's the
next
notes
week,
I have,
a week
right.
from tomorrow night, Wednesday night.
And it'll be home here, and it's senior parent night. And seniors and their parents will be honored during the pregame ceremony, something that has extended over, we've seen from both the soccer and football programs.
Right, and that, of course, will be the last regularly scheduled game. And Wetzel leaves the game, John.
A fine job. She comes out with her 5th personal foul, but she was smiling and slapping high fives, and well-deserved high fives.
Only scored 2 points on the night, but saw about 30 to 35 minutes of playing time.
This is Booth at the line. She hits to make it 45-29 with 2:50 left in the game. Rossi bringing it up. To Mataseski. Nice move. Baker inside. And Phil, if you noticed, Weir came out and then switched with Baker,
That's
and
right.
Baker was all by herself.
That's right.
Sarah Baker banks it
heads
off
up.
the board, first 2 points.
I'm really impressed by the movement and the vision on the court that I'm seeing, at least the second half. Rossi pulls down another one. Phil, she's like a power forward there. Mataseski fouled.
And Erica Weir leaving after a fine performance tonight,
Just a
scoring
super
14
performance.
points.
I'll tell you, Jim, you asked me where I thought these Bears might end up. I don't know, but I can tell you, if they all put it together, Barbie Holland's playing her game, Erica Weir, Mataseski, and they're hitting the open man, they can be, they could be in the finals.
Daniela Viras, number 41, comes into the game.
And a sophomore.
She's a guard, also plays forward. Inside of 2 minutes now. 49-29, Bears again by 20. And Rossi, see if she goes. She's got Varys on her outside. She'll take it herself. Varys is fouled on the follow-up.
Looks like they're going to call Morale on that one. And I believe that's her 4th foul. Nope, that's 5 on Michelle Morale.
Joni Ivan comes in, a junior guard, number 4 for East Brunswick.
Tough night for Michelle.
And Kara Mataseski comes out, takes a well-deserved rest.
Right, the freshman more and more becoming comfortable with her role on this team, and that is to be the major playmaker, score when she can, possesses an excellent outside shot.
Varys at the line. She'll get one more.
And if you're coming off the bench late in the game, you want to score.
That's for
you want
sure.
to get something on that goes in the papers.
Well, they want that half-century mark, too. They want that 50 points.
She didn't quite get it there.
Rossi, in some traffic, tries to put it up. And Barneski pulls it down. Shot won't go for Belicio. That's younger Belicio. 1:25 left.
Well, Teresa Rossi in there is a stabilizing influence.
And she doesn't play that guard position all that bad.
She has good ball handling capability.
There she goes. Drives. Partially blocked, and here comes Booth. She's got her brother's speed anyway.
That's for sure. She's about to take it coast to coast.
And some changes by Kathy McKean. Shot.
Ooh.
Nice touch there by Fisher.
And she's been hitting that
Joey Fisher.
oftentimes tonight.
49-31, the Bears by 18 with 55 seconds left. Ivan over to Giesick, to Rossi.
And I'll tell you what, the players for East Brunswick in now are playing this game like it's first quarter.
And I'll tell you, the bench is all excited as well.
Ivan puts one up. She's going to go to the line. She was fouled. And I think we've all been there at some point where you come off the bench, you don't care what the score is.
Right.
You want the ball, or you want the, the bat, or whatever the case may be. And
John, you remember that. You used to come off the bench a lot. Yeah, I think you were the guy that used to tell the other guy, if you foul me, I'll foul you. We'll both be able to get a shot before the game's over.
when I played, they didn't have benches. And Ivan hits two, makes it 51-31.
Perfect from the line.
Fisher, kind of a one-person show there. Booth on the follow-up. Good hustle. And Ivan, and she's having a game in the last 30 seconds. Good hustle. Joni Ivan. Rossi puts the handle on it with 15 seconds left.
Officials probably letting it go, but not that time.
Foul against Rossi.
So Rossi here has a chance to surpass her season high of 7 points. She has 6 thus far.
And Teresa Rossi, we talked about her before, a fine on a championship soccer team. And she also runs the 880 in spring track, which is now the 800 meters.
Yeah. 10 seconds, it'll go over to Stevens.
I thought it was, no, okay, it wasn't a 2, it was a 1-on-1.
Seven seconds. Fisher will throw it up. 1 second to go over East Brunswick. They just need to bounce it on the hardwood and it's all over.
Fine win.
And that'll do it. The Bears by 20, 51-31 here at home.
Fine win.
A timely win.
As we mentioned, East Brunswick will go on to play Edison. But Jimmy, your thoughts about what we've seen, particularly over the last several weeks?
Yeah, and that's the perspective to look at, John. Watching this team continually improve over the last couple of weeks as we near the end of the regular season. 5 games to go only before the GMC tournament begins, which will start on February 17th. And Coach Pat Peters wants to see this team show movement towards doing the things that they need to, so that when they go up against the quality teams, they're going to have a good opportunity to win. And they're doing that.
Phil?
What can you say? They won 9 out of the last 10 games, and I just here watching them. This team likes each other. They joke with each other, pat each other, kid each other, and of course it's a lot easier when you win it. But they seem to genuinely when they like each other, and those are the teams that become champions.
Well, East Brunswick improves their record to 10-6. More importantly, they go 7-1 in the GMC Red Division. They are leading that division. Pleasant surprise for all of us here. Again, the final, East Brunswick 51, J.P. Stevens 31. So for Phil Hill and Jim Allinder, I'm John Meggiolaro saying thanks for being with us.